Infinite state.
Infinite state.
Infinite state.
Infinite state.
Move into a new reality and upgrade the way you interact with the world.
I want to talk about something that we all go through, and maybe a little bit of a reframe to help you kind of get through things. And what I'm talking about is the situations where you do something and you don't feel like you're good enough for it, or you feel paralyzed by how much you have to overcome. Whether that's belief in yourself, whether that's imposter syndrome, or whether it's just simply starting an exercise routine. It can be any of these things. Any of these things where we're sitting there and we're paralyzed. And the way that I really enjoyed having explained was by Dr. Jordan Peterson. And his idea is moving from paralysis to strategist. And he explains it in a way where, imagine you have to defeat a dragon. Just stay with me for a second. And the dragon is so massive, that you could never ever defeat it in your own mind. And take a dragon and make that finding a new job, putting yourself out there, just doing something that you know that is this big dragon in your life, and you're just paralyzed. All you can do is go, I can't defeat the dragon. Now, what we do is let's make the dragon smaller. So you make the dragon smaller in your mind. You say, okay, let's take going to the gym. Okay, instead of doing a full hour routine and lifting 250 pounds, what if I lifted 100 pounds and did 45 minutes? And you think to yourself, oof, I'm still paralyzed in that spot. Okay, cool. So now that we've made the dragon smaller, we're still paralyzed. So we make the dragon even smaller. What if we do 30 minutes and we lift 50 pounds? And you go, okay, I'm paralyzed still. And we just keep going and going and going until we can find a size of the dragon that we can defeat. Now, here's the kicker. The beautiful word shame comes into this. And we've all felt that. And the shame in this general direction is shame around how small the dragon is. Let me say that again. The shame is around how small the dragon is. If you need to make that dragon microscopic, and you need to go to the gym and lift 1 pound, and then you look around and you feel shame because, oh my gosh, I can only do 1 pound. That is a way where you shame yourself. And when we shame ourselves, nothing good happens. We've talked about it before, where shame and curiosity can't exist, shame and growth can't exist, but we can notice the shame and we have to honor the shame. So we say to ourselves, well, if the dragon is as big as my pinky finger, and if I need to go to the gym and lift 1 pound, that's what I have to do to get out of paralysis. And then we get into a place of strategy where we sit there and we say, I don't feel shame around this. That was great. And then we get the ball rolling. And then we take the dragon, and all of a sudden the dragon is the size of my whole pinky. And you go for 5 minutes and you lift 5 pounds for 5 minutes. And you see what I'm getting at here. You just keep growing the dragon. And then obviously too, if you grow the dragon too big, which some of us have a tendency to do, me included, and you get paralyzed again, just remember this. Just step back and go, okay, that's too big. Let's go back to just half the pinky. And then eventually you get back to the whole pinky. And then maybe you've got the whole hand, or maybe you're doing 10 pounds. But just remember that as soon as you're paralyzed in anything, and if it's a self-worth issue, if it's a putting yourself out there issue, if it's a changing jobs issue, if it's a doing something that makes you fearful or scared, as long as it's safe. But you all know that fearful move of, oh my gosh, the unknown is ahead. I don't know how to deal with it. Just make the dragon smaller, because if the dragon's too big, you will be paralyzed, and you'll stay paralyzed forever. And you can't get to strategy if you don't get out of paralysis. So move from a paralysis to a strategist and make that dragon as small as you need. I'm giving you so much permission. If you need to make it the size of an atom, make it the size of an atom, because you won't get anything done and you won't get past that fear and that unknown if you don't make it the size that you can defeat. Go defeat your dragon, no matter how big it is, and I'll talk to you soon. Peace and love. Tyler Summers here. If you enjoyed that podcast or the content of that podcast, I would love it if you went to infinitestateapp.com. I've developed an app with powerful tools that took me from this guy with an oversized ego, depressed, victim, anxious, fearful, jealous, envious, reactive, pessimistic. I was an addict to this guy. Unconditional love, loving others, feeling light, hopeful, joyful, energetic, purposeful, more emotionally intelligent, and learning from what the universe offers instead of being a victim. www.infinitestate.app. You'll be able to download for free this powerful tool, always free. And if you want, there's a premium subscription that gets you access to 170 plus meditations, 2+ hours of course content, and over 300 journal prompts, all to help you sleep better, relax, feel less anxious, less procrastination in your life, be more productive, have emotional release, trauma healing, addiction healing, and manifestation. And my favorite, emotional intelligence. So head to www.infinitestateapp.com and grow your mindfulness muscle with all of these powerful tools. Peace and love.